Roku just announced a partnership with Shopify, and we can see Roku's stock price is up over 12%. On today's episode, what I want to do is take a closer look at this partnership and then later on kind of explain maybe some of the financials and my thoughts on the valuations of both these companies. So let's take a closer look in today's episode. So we can see right now Roku is up roughly 12.4% as I am recording, market cap of roughly $10.7 billion. Year to date, the stock is up over 88%, but unfortunately, we know from kind of its 5-year max, the stock is still down over 83%. It is insane. Now, if we take a closer look at Shopify, Shopify is up a little bit today. It's up 1.7%. Year to date, the stock is up roughly 76.46%. And from its 5-year high, the stock is down roughly, I want to say probably around the same price. Yeah, around 62%. The stock price is down and sitting at a market cap of roughly $80 billion. So first, let's try to understand what happened today on July 11th. Roku brings Shopify checkout to TV streaming. For the first time ever, viewers will be able to purchase product directly from Shopify merchant ads on the larger screen in the home simply by pressing OK on the Roku remote. So they do mention that today Roku, the number one TV streaming platform in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, announced a first of its kind partnership with Shopify that provides viewers the ability to purchase products from Shopify merchants directly from their TV through Roku Action Ads. And I want to say this is the strength of kind of smart TV to some extent, right? Where obviously historically you would always have commercials through TVs, but unfortunately you would never get the kind of data to determine if my advertisement during that TV show or during that TV time slot was completely effective. But now with kind of things like connected TVs, now you would be able to see, hey, someone watching this TV show does really well for these kinds of products, and it can help kind of improve e-commerce in general and improve the data per customer, which can obviously help companies like Shopify and other e-commerce solutions. So I do believe Roku with their advertisement platform is really strong. Obviously, right now it's being affected by the kind of consumer market trend, but in the long term of things, I do believe the Roku ads is going to be one of their killer business. They do mention that upon seeing an ad for a Shopify merchant, viewers can simply press OK on their Roku remote to learn more about the product and purchase it directly from their TV. They will be able to check out with Roku Pay, Roku's payment platform, and return to their streaming experiences once they have completed the purchase. Purchasers will receive email confirmations of their orders directly for them from the merchant once the transaction has been processed. They also do mention that Roku's Action Ads are any advertisements on Roku streaming devices that provide a down funnel action, such as sending users a text, scanning a QR code, or making a purchase. Integrating Shopify Purchase into Action Ads is the first commerce integration for independent Shopify merchants on TV streaming, creating a completely new advertising channel for Shopify merchants to explore. And I do believe this is really good. It's going to be both great for Roku and Shopify. The reason it's going to be strong for Roku, right? It just kind of showcases its advertisement strength. And again, connected TV, in my opinion, is going to have a lot of advertisement rooms, and we can see Roku kind of being in the forefront of it. The second thing, I do believe this is also going to be a big win for Shopify, right? Right now, a lot of companies are trying to collect their own first party data to kind of to label their customers, right, and have more customer information to be able to make better purchases. So with this kind of partnership with Roku, Shopify advertisers will receive more customer data and insight into purchasing trends, plus point of sales access to Roku's audience, making a major milestone for Roku's ongoing commerce partnership with Shopify. So Shopify here is going to gain a nice amount of advertisement information, advertisement data, and I do believe this is also a huge win for Shopify. Again, maybe right now, right, things might be a little bit weird because the consumer market is a bit weak, and obviously the advertising market is a bit weak right now. I do believe, though, that is more of a short term trend. The advertisement spending is going to pick back up. This is going to be good for Roku. and obviously good for Shopify and their merchants as well. They kind of showcased a picture here where they show, hey, this is how it's going to be. So let's say you're watching a TV show, commercial comes in of True Classic, for example. I believe it's a T-shirt. You can press OK to learn more about it, and then you kind of go around it and kind of purchase it and have all your orders there ready to go. So I think this is going to be pretty interesting, like I mentioned. So now that we understand the partnership, I want to take a closer look at maybe some financials for Roku and Shopify in the trailing 12 months. But before we take a closer look at that, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I know normally I talk about just semiconductor companies, but I love talking about numerous growth opportunities in e-commerce, in advertisements, metaverse, in technology, in AI, and obviously the semiconductor space. So make sure to hit the thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about the semiconductor market, make sure to join my membership. Just click join, where I have where I have videos out there, exclusive videos in that program. Finally,
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so let's take a closer look at financial metrics for Roku. So Roku's cash from operations, unfortunately, in trailing 12 months is down roughly $243 million. I do want to say both these companies, Shopify and Roku, have done a lot of leaning up or made a lot of, unfortunately, cut of fat by laying off employees and by maybe kind of diversing from certain workloads. So I do believe maybe this cash from operations will get better over time. But right now we are definitely in this transition phase where they laid off a lot of employees, unfortunately. On the bright side, though, this company does have plenty of cash and short-term investment, roughly $1.6 billion. So in theory, they have roughly 8 years that they can run with this negative cash flow and still be fine. On the other positive note is they do have no long-term debt. So I really like Roku's cash overall financial statement, especially with that no long-term debt. If we take a closer look at Shopify, very similar. Shopify does have a $1 billion cash and short-term total long-term debt. But it's nothing too crazy because this company does have roughly $4.8 billion in cash and short-term investment. So in theory, they can pay it off and still have over $3 billion in cash and short-term investments, 3.8 to be exact. And they are burning cash at roughly $11 million in the trailing 12 months from operations. So nothing too crazy here. So both these companies, even though they are not positive in cash from operations right now, they have made certain changes to become leaner. So nothing to worry about. They have plenty of cash to pay off any debt that they have and still have a healthy cash amount. If we take a closer look at growth estimates in the current quarter, Roku is expected to grow only 1%. Obviously, we are seeing this downturn in the ad market. For the fiscal year, it's expected to grow 4.6%. Obviously, this could change dramatically if we get better advertisement spending. And if that is the case, these growth estimates are very, very underappreciated to some extent. Shopify's revenue growth for the current quarter is expected to be roughly 25%, and for the current fiscal year is expected to be 20%. So Shopify is still growing at impressive levels, maybe not as impressive as it was before. But again, once we start to see that shift in consumer spending again, and maybe a lot of the fears of things like depression, like recession and everything else, a lot of these companies can grow a lot because they are really dependent in the consumer market and the advertisement market. So I do believe what they're experiencing is more short-term pain. If we take a closer look for both these companies, I believe price to sales ratio might be the best metric. I personally believe Shopify is not completely overvalued, but it's nowhere near undervalued at these moments. Current price to sales ratio forward 1 year is roughly 10. I personally think while Shopify can obviously continue to grow from here, there is that risk to reward ratio probably doesn't match what I personally like. Obviously, we can see this company continue to grow, especially as they are expanding in this ever-growing e-commerce market. Now, on the other hand, Roku's forward price to sales ratio is roughly 2.6. I do believe Roku can gain a lot more than Shopify during the changes in the market. They do have a big demand, a big play in the advertisement space, and that can turn around really quickly and can be very, very profitable for Roku to some extent. and really kind of increase that cash flow from operations. So in my opinion, I do believe Roku might be sitting at way attractive levels right now. But obviously it might be a little bit more riskier. The connected TV and the ad space definitely has some competition, obviously in Shopify space as well. But I do believe Shopify has really made a name for itself. So personally, if I was to purchase one over the other right now, I would purchase Roku a little bit more, but I would understand that this is a company that probably has a lot. Both of them have high volatilities, but Roku, right, is very dependent in the ad space right now. So I really like this partnership between Roku and Shopify. I think it's going to do well, and it's going to continue to grow Roku's advertisement market. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.